Happy day after Father's Day, everyone. You're just in time to mark a television milestone growing right here in Brooklyn, 1 week before this milestone gets celebrated all over the nation. Next Monday night, PBS begins the 30th season of POV, the award-winning showcase for independently made documentaries. Several of these season 30 installments deal with the ongoing war in Syria. Turns out this season opener connects Syria with this week's BK Live theme. Dahlias of the Country, produced by Julia Meitzner, deals with teenager Dahlia, her mother, the conflict that displaces their family, and ultimately their adjustment to an environment of freedom.
And say with me, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Before I left Syria, things got worse and worse. There were bombs and shootings in front of my house and stuff, and it was really scary. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Mom.
Since the day my mom arrived, I've had to jump into the role of a dad and a head of household.
How about you?
We put her in a private school to help her.
Well, first, I didn't want to be in an all-girls Catholic school. I'm the only one that has my headscarf on. Honestly, I didn't really want to put it on. Hi, Baba.
أهلا بابي، شلونك روحي؟
الحمد لله، أنت شلونك؟
الحمد لله بخير، مشتاق لك.
In my religion, it's okay for the man to get married to 2, 3, 4 wives. But my husband decided to get married to another woman behind my back. He didn't ask me.
I was really shocked when I found out my dad got married. Everyone wants to, have the perfect family with the parents together.
حكيت مع أبوي امبارح. إيش صار معي؟
ما صار شو؟
Love, it's not in my life anymore.
For the past 4 years, I've blocked any association with family, but lately it's coming back. I see him, Dad! My dad does not like it here at all. He doesn't feel his religion here.
I belong to more Muslim countries. Los Angeles is a big city. It's too busy, too much rush. People are not free to visit with other people.
My dad didn't want me to be here at all in the United States. He thought I would be such a bad girl. There's gonna be boys there.
It is very hard for me to have my children live in the United States. I was really concerned about her hijab. It would have been devastating for me. Had she taken it off?
Presidential frontrunner Donald Trump is facing heavy criticism after calling for a, quote, total and complete ban on Muslims.
أنا بس عم بحط هي للweird people بس.
Dad, focus on your own makeup.
ماما بتاخذك أنا معي. بس بقى هذا الموضوع كتير ضروري وأنا سبق قلت له لمصطفى قال لي بدك ترجعي بالليل كوني دايما أهلك يكونوا معك.
ببلادنا المرأة دائما هي اللي بتكسر. قال لها موتي موتي عيشي عيشي.
If I still lived in Syria, I would have been a completely different person. If I was born and raised here, I would have been a completely different person. I don't really think about my past anymore. I just live here now in the present.
And celebrating this milestone at this table, POV Executive Director and Executive Producer Justine Nagel. Justine, welcome to BK Live.
Thanks so much for having me.
Your series marks 30 next Monday. Frontline marks 35 in January. What does this say, both programs existing for so long, about the nature of documentaries and the viewers' appeal for them?
I think it's a golden age of documentary. There's never been, a time where there's been so many compelling films, filmmakers committed to the form, and I think it really says something about PBS's commitment to truth and authenticity and ethics with the fact that they've been broadcasting these 2 series for so long.
And when you decide, for example, at the start of this season, that you're going to have a number of the documentaries on a theme, such as the conflict in Syria, what goes into the planning of when you run these documentaries and the fact that you start out with a theme like that, as we just saw in that clip?
So for our programming, it's a complicated process. This year we got a little, I think it was over 1,200 submissions for about 15 slots. So it's a difficult process to really winnow them down and think about what is going to make the most compelling slate for the American people. And as the film started coming in, we saw this theme kind of emerge, and it's not something POV has done before, but we thought with the timeliness of the topic that we could really bring a new spin, and with this slate of films offer audiences different ways into this issue that they may have heard than what they may have heard on the news or through other sound bites.
The two clips we've already shown, including the Motherland clip that preceded us, both were put together by women. When we talk about diversity in television, usually it's about how do we get more women of color involved in scripted television or unscripted TV. What's the process going on right now with diversity or inclusion among women and women of color who want to do documentaries for television?
In our field in general, I think there are more opportunities for women, both behind the camera, in front of the camera, and in leadership positions, and for people of color as well. That said, we still have a long way to go, and it has to be an issue that stays top of mind, and it is true at POV, it is true at PBS, and we're all working forward, moving forward to have increased parity.
Now, POV's second showcase of this anniversary season highlights The War Show, where radio host and co-producer Obadiah Zaitoon goes on the ground to witness how this conflict evolved. The co-producer is Andreas Delgars. In a minute from that documentary.
شو شعورك يا بنت؟
لا ما لقطت فوتو رجع
هدول الناس صاروا عائلتي المختارة.
حتضل تتظاهر؟
طبعا.
طب لإمتى؟
تسقط النظام.
مو خايف؟
أبدا.
الكل عم يشهد لحظات التحول الأولى.
اللي بيسكت على الظلم ويشهد على الأخرار. رئيس الشعب فزت. شكرا جزيلا لكم. شكرا لكم. شكرا.
أول خوف للنظام كان من يلي حملوا الكاميرا. فكانوا أول مين يتم تصفيته.
ما بيصور هذا.
الفرجة أحياناً تدعم البطل.
جيش الحرب يأكل الجزر. يلا إن شاء الله جيش الحرب بده ينتصر يلا.
بسوريا ومتربي وعايش بسوريا على حياتي.
Does it get tougher and tougher to pick which films get on and which unfortunately don't?
I think it's always been challenging, and I was a filmmaker for 10 years before I took this position, so I've been on the other side of the table as well. You know, there's a wealth of good content by committed filmmakers. On the other hand, you know, as you're building a slate and really thinking about what are the essential stories that the American public should see, and we're also, you know, building this slate a year before it's on, going to reach the airwaves. So you also have to kind of predict the future a little bit and think what are the films that will resonate in the future down the line when the season actually starts.
How long have you been based in Brooklyn? You're up in Dumbo, just a hop, a skip, and jump from where we are.
So POV's been based in Brooklyn for about 5 years, and previously they were in Manhattan.
Has that location tapped a whole wave of filmmakers, video makers who want to showcase their work for you?
There is, you know, a real nexus of documentary activity happening in Dumbo. There's a lot of organizations, there's a lot of film studios there. But I think that POV, you know, has a reputation for being very filmmaker-centered and has from the beginning. So we've, you know, part of our mandate wherever we've been based is to really reach out into different communities and find films and find that talent. So I don't know if it's substantively changed our filmmaker outreach, but we do have the studio available to filmmakers to come in and use, and I think that the Brooklyn community has really appreciated that.
Well, Justine, we really appreciate you coming aboard, taking the time 1 week before your celebration of 30 years on PBS and on public television. Thank you and congratulations on the milestone.
Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure.
Justine Nagel, the executive producer and executive director of POV, and their 30th anniversary season begins next Monday night at 9 p.m. over many PBS stations. You can learn more about this season and sister POV documentary showcase, America Reframed, at pbs.org.POV. We have a 90-minute Tomorrow Be Televised edition coming up later this afternoon, and we'll look forward to tomorrow night's season premiere of Queen Sugar, the acclaimed drama on the Oprah Winfrey Network, with new executive producer Monica Macer. So join us 3 p.m. right here on blogtalkradio.com.